Hello everyone, Eric Harker with Harker Customs, and this is just going to be a short video on how to install the 80th anniversary custom wired cape. First you're going to start with removing the old cape from your Thor. Now what I did was I did heat up the cape, but I did find that the glue was pretty dense, so I actually got in there and cleaned it out a little bit with an X-Acto knife, and it came out pretty easy. But do be careful because these are soft plastic, so you can damage your figure. You can very easily go through to the shoulder here, and where it really won't be unsightly because you don't really see it, but it can ultimately damage the figure. Now, with the wired cape itself, it's got these folds on each side to kind of give it that, Thor look. You're going to take the cape itself, hold it in your hand just like this, and basically we're just going to put some glue on here, and then we're going to slot it into place. It fits in there pretty snug. So we're going to do that now. The glue that I like to use, and is probably a secret of a lot of customizers out there, is super glue gel. I like Loctite because it has these really great control. I don't know, you just squeeze it and it works really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bit goes a long way, so I'm just going to put, sorry, here we go, put it on the camera here, and that should definitely cover it right there. So not that much actually on there. Line it back up, slot it in place, and after a few seconds it'll be all set, and we'll move on to the other side. If you get a little extra bead on the front, I just simply took my tweezers and wiped it off. That's pretty much this. What's the amazing thing about this kind of glue is it doesn't dry white when you leave it, just when you let it dry by itself. Now if you were to use an accelerant to dry up, to quicken the process of the drying, make it instant, it can and usually will leave a white residual. So you're going to want to avoid using like an instant accelerant spray, or I use Bob's. That's the stuff that I use. Now we're going to do the other side here. Try to get this on camera a little better. And what's good about my cape is that it's wired actually. Well, here, I'll do that after I put this in here. That in. And glue it down. Make sure we're all the way in. And we are. Here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, and what's really nice about my wired cape that at least I like a lot, is that it's not only wired all along the edge, like all this is wire, and I use a really high grade wire, so even if you were to like rock it back and forth over and over again like you can normally break wire, this doesn't. It's a scientific grade copper wire that I use that is not going to break. And what I do is I wire it all the way around and down into there and all the way around here. And the reason it's 360 like that all the way around is because I actually solder the wire together in here, so it doesn't actually have any breaks in it. So once you get that all set up, Let's go ahead and plop his head back on there. Give him a little, here, let me see if I can't get this in view a little better. The cap back on my glue. See if we can get him in a little bit better of a Thor looking pose on this cape. Want to roll around the bottom, something like that, to give it a natural look here. Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Much like with any wired cape, you know, it's going to take you a little while to get used to posing a cape and whatnot to really get it that look that you want. But once you do, I mean, that took me like seconds, but once you do, this is kind of what you end up with. Something like this. Turn around. It's got that nice big arc on the shoulders that the classic Thor is known for. And of course, you can pose this thing for days and it's gonna stay up just fine. Well, there you have it. The Harker Customs 80th anniversary wired cape. Thank you all.